And we're back, ladies and gentlemen, with WCA, the World Cyber Arena Open Qualifier. We're in the middle of Alliance versus CIS Rejects. Game number 2 as Alliance just took game number 1.
Yeah, pretty convincing. That Huskar pick from CIS Rejects just didn't really work out, but game number 2, different draft. Goldblank probably got a few tricks up his sleeves, you know?
Yeah, I'm sure he does, so let's take a look at that. Maybe it's Alliance who have a trick up their sleeve. They did go for the 1-2 Broodmother choice.
Still banning out Iceberg's Wind Ranger, which I think is, you know, perfectly reasonable. Such an annoying hero. Like, if there's 2 players you ban it out against, it's Weihar and Iceberg.
Yeah.
2 very exceptional players on that hero. But the Rejects, they take up Bane and Night Stalker. And Bane for Goldblack, I'm guessing. Night Stalker could be running the offlane, but also equally could be in that sort of roaming 4-role support. But Alliance, knowing that there's nothing to deal with the Broodmama.
Yeah, they're going to have to start addressing their heroes. They're actually going to ban away the offlaners that address Broodmother.
What's left? Something like a...
So they take away Darkseer and Axe. Legion Commander is still left. If you just want to look at the offlaners available, but that's not necessarily the
counter to Brood.
Yeah, you can just as easily run a strong dual or tri-lane against Broodmother. Now, they don't have... What's concerning to me is that they've already committed their supports and their offlaner, so there's no room for something like a Spirit Breaker, which I feel is really good. Ember Spirit with Battle Fury is alright, I guess, but I still feel like the Broodmother's an issue. Winter Wyvern, Ember Spirit, these heroes are not enough to counter the Broodmother by themselves.
Especially if you have something like Brood plus Dazzle, and you have that heal bomb, the physical damage onto the Ember Spirit, and his Flame Guard means nothing. Alliance.
That's actually a good point.
Dazzle's still in there.
Yeah, the Dazzle would be a great hero to have right now. Oh, okay, the Tusk.
So minus Tusk. Where does the Lina go, though? Is it going to be Arke playing the 4-role Lina? 5-role Lina, even?
Yeah, it could be. I mean, with...
It's like, that has been one of the biggest change-ups in Alliance, I feel, over the past, like, 7 or 8 months. Since Mad joined them a while back, and obviously since Nuts has been playing with them, there's been a nicer distribution in gold. Like, Arke was always that one player with, like, 1,000 net worth 20 minutes in, you know, walking around with brown boots and observer boards. Now he gets a greater share of the farm. I feel like there's less of a disparity between the 4 and 5 spot on Alliance.
Yeah, I would agree with that. But I would also say that when Mad was playing the hard 5, that there would be... I feel like both like Ake and My Nuts are 4-position players in a way. And that they want to be able to utilize that farm. The Tusk can operate as sort of a setup stun for the Lina. With the Snowball, obviously, the Ice Shard's pretty good at locking in a hero to make sure the Light Striker raid does land. So, very likely, these are your 2 supports. And we still need a carry. Alliance are not going to be able to get the Wraith King, but there's still some of the other melee initiators they could go for. CIS Rejects, they won't be able to get the Alchemist, which I guess one of the best heroes left in the pool to take advantage of the Broodmother, but I'm not so sure that that's the answer again. Go something like a Sven?
Sven with the cleave?
10 seconds.
I mean, what else is there that...
Like, if you want to be really gimmicky, you go with something like a Magnus, right? You empower your Ember Spirit, and then you've got some kind of stun for the Queen of Pain and Broodmother.
I mean, I still think that they should have gone Legion Commander, personally. I mean, I know a lot of people don't think that that hero is particularly strong in this patch or the last couple of patches, but I think that it would have been pretty decent. It deals with the Broodmother. Obviously, their lanes would have been completely different, but you would have put Nightstalker in the 4th position. Instead, they put Nightstalker in the offlane, and they're running the Winter Wyvern. Another support is essentially what they picked up with.
So I'd almost like to see something like a Tiny here for Iceberg for the mid lane. Have the Bane Tiny mid, just try and give Tiny a little bit of farm towards mid, not get demolished by Quap. And then you've got some kind of roaming hero that can actually move around with the Night Stalker Bane to kill people off.
And there's a lot of heroes on the side of Alliance that are very susceptible to that combination. And the tankiest hero you have right now is probably the Tusk, but as a support, he's not going to be getting that much. And then it's the Broodmother.
But he does like his ranged int heroes towards the middle lane.
Yeah.
And bring out the Warlock. Let's see the Warlock against Brood. Fatal Bonds all the Spiderlings up. And it's honestly, because I'm pretty sure Ramses will play the one role Ember Spirit and have the offlane Night Stalker, Wyvern Bane supports. But
yeah, that makes sense. Early on in the draft, I was thinking about like potential carries that they could pick up.
Oh, okay, wow, forgot about that.
Yeah, Templar Assassin. Against the Queen of Pain, the matchup is okay for Templar Assassin. Sometimes the Shadow Strike gives you issues with Refraction, but most of the time Templar Assassins are able to meld dodge it. If there's a counter ward, they just rely more on their Psyblade harassment against the Queen of Pain to keep her from being aggressive. Alliance still have their carry to go for.
Loda.
I wouldn't mind a Blink hero.
10
Slock?
seconds remaining.
Against,
I was thinking of something with
Night Stalker Bane.
I was thinking with something with hard disable, but I guess the Slug would be good for burning through Refraction, but it's not good against the Ember Spirit.
Reserve time.
Slog.
Okay.
I still go for it.
So they offer the control. This probably means that the Queen of Pain or the Broodmother is going to go the Orchid, right? Because you need someone to address the Ember Spirit.
Yeah.
Because I don't think you have enough control from these heroes to address the Ember Spirit just naturally. So I think you need a controlling item. Loda obviously will be able to deal with the Templar Assassin pretty well. Burn through Refraction nice and quick. And these long, drawn-out fights. This also means Alliance. Do I have the late game? I usually feel like Slarks have the late game.
I think Broodmother now has become less of a, I'm going to dominate your lane and not do much else, into an actual late-game threat as well. With the builds, especially we've been seeing from her, like BKB AC Desolator with Butterflies thrown in. Like the Soul Ring into Orchid to start things off, then Phase Boots. I think it's the Phase Boots transition, actually, from Treads or BOTs that we've seen actually helps that quite a lot, because you have that mid-game physical damage, which allows you to find kills and towers, but is also amplified by like the Orchid attack speed, and the more attack speed you get, the more damage you're obviously doing with like Phase Deso.
What does NZ mean?
I
last time he said that, I was looking at it and going, oh, he means NP, and then I looked at the keyboard and I was like, they're directly opposite of each other.
And the fact that he said it twice or 3 times now, he's consciously doing it. Knows Roblem? I don't know, man. I honestly have no idea. Like what words begin with Z? Zebra? Zimbabwe?
It's got to be a Swedish thing, right?
Unless it's a Russian thing as well.
I mean, that could also be true.
I have no idea. The standard lanes from Alliance, yeah? Just put the Brood towards the off lane. Don't really need to put any support with them. The Brood Mama for Bulldog.
There's nothing to tell from the items except for one very critical thing, which is Ake is going to be TPing out to a lane and placing a ward.
Oh, hey!
Or he may not place the ward, but he may just prevent the enemy offlaner from warding. It's 2 different thoughts, right? Sometimes the support places a laning ward and then sees the offlaner go into the jungle and knows where they're going to place it. Or you just sit there and he sees you, you see him, and you go, no, you're not doing that. And it looks like Ake may go for the laning ward option. Okay, yeah. It's an interesting one.
Someone in chat just
why
called
that ward? Yeah.
Someone in chat just called Slark the British fish, and no. No.
Why this lane ward? Out of all the potential laning wards, why not further forward, down, even farther up? Would have seen into this side shop area.
I don't know. Like
it's a very defensive ward.
Usually, it's a case of not wanting to be spotted out, right?
Yeah.
When you place a ward further back, and just in case like someone TP's out, you want that.
Yeah.
That ward hidden.
If they match TP for TP, yeah, I could see that. Anyway, Alliance are going to be sitting on the top bounty rune. CIS rejects going to go for bottom, so probably a very boring first rune spawn. Unless Alliance surprise us. They start rotating down the bottom lane. Judge it not a good fight to take. We'll now go to top. Afterlife just gives himself a rather defensive ward that you know is going to stay up, that will see the rotations of Alliance, potentially rotating around behind him. Very common. Dire side to try and rotate into the Radiant Secret Shop to gank the offlaner from behind. So that ward will help with dealing with that. I'm going to see our mid action. Both supports are going to be sitting in the middle lane, or at least I thought they were.
I thought so.
Okay,
as
it's
well.
not coming back.
Because like, screw this, I'm not dealing with the Bane Elemental. There's my way out the top. So Afterlife, he's going to get zoned out pretty heavily here. I think Loda should be able to control lane equilibrium, and the two supports from the side. Ow!
They'll get the Light Strike Array here, most likely. In fact, they land a pounce. Oh, God, we missed the first blood, but it looks like Afterlife may be dying here. He's so damn tanky, though. Ake was underneath the tower, too. And he does not die. So they get the Broodmother at the bottom lane.
With Arctic Burn and Flame Guard, no chains.
Wait, what? That's all it took? I was looking at the lane going, I don't think Admiral Bulldog dies. Okay. Arctic Burn, very strong ability. Afterlife, he's already down to half HP. Not so tanky anymore, are you? But maybe Ake's gonna die. He gets hit by the nukes. Golblack's gonna try and run him down. He's got Brain Sap in a second. Ake providing the jukes. He's got Light Strike Array, lands it on Golblack, gets himself away. And now Golblack's gonna be caught. They have no Ice Shards. No Ice Shards. So never mind. Night Stalker coming back in the lane as well. Alliance have blown through a lot of regen in the process, though. So they may have killed Afterlife, but he's going to be able to sit in lane and get some CS to make up for his death.
How do you rate this Bane Night Stalker dual lane, though?
I mean, it's pretty stat heavy. I think that in lanes that you're lacking damage, this could work. I'm not so sure that Tusk Lina lacks damage, though. They may lack damage at level 1, but once they get to level 2, there's a whole nother round of nukes. It will threaten the Slark, though. So and it will keep the supports at top.
So it keeps both supports top. It threatens Slark's farm and makes him miss last hits, potentially.
Afterlife, this is a good play because they know they can get a really good Ice Shards block out here. The Light Strike Array, they're actually going on to Ake. Golblack goes for the kill, but they have to protect Lina, looks like. Ake, oh, he's going to be slept up. Golblack, he's got this. Wakes him up, right-clicks him down. Now they actually going on to Minuts as well. This lane's working out really well for them. Battling it out. The efficiency of Void as well as S4. Oh man, S4. Forced to blink away now, but he got the secondary Shadow Strike, and that'll burn through the Refraction. Templar Assassin, awkward point in time. Doesn't have the bottle yet. Needs another 100 gold for it. Do you commit? No, looks like Iceberg's going to go back to base. So probably buys a TP scroll, maybe one round of regen, but this slows down. Like, S4's play there was beautiful because it slowed him down so much. Bulldog, oh God, he put himself in the trees. He's going to be able to get himself around?
Oh,
what? Oh my God, Tango Eating Machine actually gets away. Admiral Bulldog.
Yeah,
well played.
The Arctic Burn hit him as he got to the ramp on the other side of that little waterfall, and then Ramsey just runs himself over. They're controlling this lane relatively well. Like, Bulldog is level 4.5. He's got enough gold for Soul Ring. He did anyway. Yeah, it's coming in. So Bulldog is gaining what he needs from this lane, but equally the Radiant, like it's a wash. The Radiant are doing well at limiting his farm and getting farm on the Ember Spirit, I think more importantly. Yeah. Mid lane, the TA is being demolished. 9 and 5, 18 and 11. S4 has this lane hands down. Now with a DD rune bottled up, all she needs is a sentry. A sentry ward sent out by Alina, maybe a rotation in from the Tusk, and the Templar Assassin could die time and time again. But like you said before, the two supports really are held and chained to this top lane, bound to try and kill the Bane, and they're looking for the Ice Shards in. The fact that Afterlife has the double double mangoes with the phase boost going to be soon completed as well. They're going to be able to dive pretty hard into heroes like the Lina.
I'm telling you, man. Mangoes are OP right now. They're so good. Iceberg battling it out with S4 will take a little bit of extra damage there with the DD on S4. He knew that challenging that refraction was worth it if he would get a couple of extra right clicks towards the end, thanks to the DD. So he is going to be threatened, though. Afterlife win for the level of silence.
You don't expect this.
Yeah, now he's going to be slowed down. It looks like this should be a kill. The nighttime silence is a killer. Meanwhile, they do get Bane at the top lane. While Night Stalker shows himself, they get aggressive on that Bane.
You never expect that 1 point in crippling fear at level 3. But I guess against the Queen of Pain, perfectly viable. I mean, the first night hits and straight into that mid. But Bulldog, no more sentries bot lane to deal with. Oh, I guess there is still one pretty high up on this lane. But once he starts getting deep into the jungle, which he has been doing, contesting pulls from Roger, that's where he really starts to hit his stride. You know, Ramses can't contest. And then he's in a 1v1 against the Winter Wyvern, which he wins pretty heavily.
I really like this way to deal with the Broodmother, though. The super far forward ward and counter ward, especially since Broodmothers will almost always play in this area because they just abuse that tree advantage that they have. Afterlife chasing them down, my nuts, but the Ice Shards keeps him at bay.
So Templar Assassin, great way of catching up here. Is obviously going to be the ancient stacks, but they've not built any up for them. TA's been very focused on trying to control this lane, and Haster a bot alliance. S4, he's hit level 6.5, so he's got that Sonic Wave, and pure damage up against this Ember Spirit, you can shred him. 700 HP, so already safety remnant out, knowing the Quap has been missing for a fair amount of time, but we'll show back towards mid. But Bulldog just into the jungle. Like, he can freely farm in here. He doesn't care about the lane.
I don't think there's any need to gank that lane because of the fact that Admiral Bulldog's doing well enough for himself. And it's dire side Broodmother. You have the gigantic playground that is the Radiant jungle to take advantage of. Woken up from the sleep, there is still the silence onto Loda. He's not going to be able to pounce away and will be taken out. Light Striker actually misses there. The snowball goes on through, hits Go Black, trying to finish him off. Ake committing for the kill on Afterlife. He gets the kill first on Lina, and that'll be a big win. He'll die in the end, and My Nuts actually picks up the experience for both of those kills. But they managed to kill the Slark, and that's the important one.
Yeah. And I'm wondering now, Loda with 950 gold saved up. I was wondering if he's going to be heading into that Midas, which he does like to go for, but the regular build recently has kind of been Tread's Blink. Shadowblade has fallen off a little bit. You just want that Blink Dagger to jump in, especially onto heroes like the TA. And then the chasing power. Onto Night Stalker, onto Ember Spirit, who remnants out. It's just so important to get that extra bit of mobility on your Slark. But Bulldog, like you said, the Orchid, he's going to be picking that one up and actually moving Spiderlings across towards the mid lane. A great way of dealing with the Templar Assassin. Maybe even scouting out.
Oh, Iceberg, he saw it. Between the web and then I believe he might have spotted out one or two of the Spiderlings. Counter ward actually going down, but they're still going to go commit to Iceberg. The refraction burned through real quickly. The Cold Embrace buys time. And Iceberg, they're still going to try and blow him up. The nukes are just barely enough to get the kill in the end. The extra commitment there. My Nuts joining that gank is actually what allowed them to successfully get the kill. The Winter Wyvern's rotation doesn't mean much. Unable to save that Templar Assassin.
And now it's daytime. They were pinging out, actually. Alliance wanted to try and maybe have a go at this Night Stalker, but only 2 in the Dragon Slave. I don't think they've really got enough damage to kill him off. A Loda's gone for this 3 in Pounce, 1 in Dark Pact, just to try and dispel the Crippling Fear or the Void Slow. With only 700 HP, I'm not sure it's really viable jumping into that nasty guy. Actually, are they going to go for a daytime smoke? Night Stalker picks up a smoke and is sending it out to himself right now.
He does have level 6, so
I guess so.
He can force nighttime. Maybe that's the plan. Net worth-wise, Ember Spirit is top of the board quite heavily here, 3,600. Thanks to the early kill that they got on Bulldog, First Blood, and then the relative free farm that he's been getting.
Trouble is, though, Ember Spirit doesn't go for any really good early active items. The BOTs after Aqua PMS is going to be the regular thing. And then you just have that consistent farm where you can Remnant TP back to base, refill your bottle, get back to full HP, and have the Flame Guard kind of reset as well.
Right.
But you're never going to go for really the treads into Manta style. He might consider the Manta first, just depending on how quickly the Orchid comes out of Bulldog. But you take a look at him. Oblivion Staff. It's up already. Goldblack needs to start making his mark on this. Ninja's level 6. They're really posturing around S4 at the middle lane. The double traps are here. But they don't have anything to stop him from blinking out just yet, man. The two supports, Bane and Winter Wyvern. Oh, hang on a second. The Nightmare's not really going to set anything up here.
Yeah, especially with Iceberg. He's low on refraction. Now the Spider Leads come in. Bye-bye refraction. Iceberg's left exposed, and S4 gets that kill. The turnaround, though, Ramses comes forward. He's able to get the control onto MyNuts. And they get that kill, but they traded a Templar Assassin for a Tuskar with a full 4 rotation to that middle lane from CIS Rejects. Well worth it for Alliance.
Bulldog sprints across, burns through the refraction with the Spiderlings, and get the kill, and now he's back into the jungle again. But I'm not sure what the Rejects were planning on there. Because there's no way that Goldblack without Fiend's Grip actually sets up for a kill on the Queen of Pain. They don't know where the Tusk is. They've stopped applying pressure onto Loda, so now he's free farming away, and he's got a Midas recipe. He's gonna go for his build. This Midas was always sort of one of Eternal Envy and Loda's kind of things.
Yeah.
Going for the Midas on Slark. I kind of like it on Slark and Slardar after the initiation tool, the Shadow Blade or the Blink, just to ensure that you have some gold income, because they can struggle to farm. Did you see Roger kill the Spiderlings down at bot?
No.
Splinter Blast into about 400 gold.
Nice. Winter Wyvern versus Broodmother is always happy days for Winter Wyvern. You may lose the game, but you'll have a lot of gold. You'll have a lot of gold as that support. Goldblack hanging out here does have Fiend's Grip. And S4 doesn't have anyone nearby to stop this one until MyNuts. If he gets in with the snowball, oh, halfway through the animation, no, Goldblack's going to be caught. Walrus Punch, Ice Shards, he gets off the Brain Sap, but he knows he's dead. Turns around, gets off the sleep on S4, and that's all that happens.
S4 hasn't decided what he's going for yet, has he? Or maybe he's decided, but he hasn't indicated to us what he's going for. I guess with the gold he saved up, probably going to be that Aghanim Scepter, point booster. Just the fact he hasn't picked up, you know, Rubs the Magi is usually a good indicator of the Orchid, but Ramses.
Oh, they're going to land the Light Strike Array. They can burst him down with a Laguna Blade. Easy kill there. And now Afterlife, he's going to be caught as well. He managed to make it nighttime. It's get away. Ice Shards in 4 more seconds. But, oh, what a big slow that trap. Keeping everybody down.
That's Night Stalker ulti. Baited out, though. And Loda takes top tier 1 for free. Now, from having Midas to 1,200 gold in the space of half a minute.
And a loss of their biggest hero, the Ember Spirit. He no longer is top of the net worth because of that. Winter's Curse onto Ake. Okay, free kill there. MyNuts. He's going to be caught by the Fiend's Grip as well, so a double there. Loda, yeah, he's not going to go for it. He had S4, but they were just like, no, it's...
If they had the Broodmother a little bit faster, but he was all the way to the far east of the jungle. You know, Spiderlings come in, they clear refraction, then a Sonic Wave pounce up from that little slot. Didn't really pan out well enough for them.
What in the world? Goldblack?
He's going in.
He is definitely going in. He gets out the Brain Set. The Cold Embrace is there to be able to buy him some time. The bait actually managed to get S4. The silence. They get the Splinter Blast. It lands. Afterlife. He may be dying to Loda here. The last war. Right click. He can't get him. Turn around. He actually gets him with the Dark Pack. Night Stalker. You should have just run. Now Broodmother, though. She's hungry and she wants Iceberg. They get the melt. Iceberg has actually managed to survive because of that one. Roger. Light Strike Array onto Iceberg. Roger's going to be dying here soon. Iceberg has no way out, so he'll also go down. And Broodmother Lina, they end up being the winners of that fight as CIS Rejects, they committed real heavily, and Goldblack, in a way, successfully baited S4 to his death, but they also had to commit so heavily behind the tower that it cost CIS Rejects a big fight.
Everyone but Ember Spirit. Ember's still farming away. He's got his BOT recipe. Yeah, he does. But this means that there's a period of time now where he's just going to be farming. You know, he can technically go and fight because he's got the Serum Chain's Flame Guard. He does offer a good amount of magical damage. But you're not going to be actively looking for these team fights to go and jump onto people.
Right.
I don't know. Maybe with a DD rune you might want to do that. Maybe.
Emerald Bulldog, that was hilarious. Did you see that?
What was he doing?
He was trying to get over the cliff, but there was this little hole where he couldn't actually get over. So he just was ramming himself into the cliff over and over again, trying to get over it.
Let me over.
Because he has the Orchid. He can kill Ramses. Like, really easily, he can kill Ramses. Especially if he gets him without Flame Guard. With a little bit of extra help to get, yeah, this will be super easy. Jesus. Talking about overkill.
And now the clock starts ticking for CIS rejects. They need Templar Assassin to really ramp up her farm acceleration by taking down Ancient's jungle camps, but what jungle camps do you have? You can't go and take out stacks of large camps because there aren't any. The Broodmother controls your jungle. He owns you. So Iceberg is going to have to take down Ancient camp by Ancient camp, and maybe even considers going for a Blink first over that Deso. Roger.
Get himself over. He'll be okay. Until Broodmother comes. Mother comes.
Oh dear, you scare me. I know it's Halloween in all camp, but...
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
She makes such nasty noises and I hate spiders.
Is Halloween a big European event? I don't think it is, right? Like, you guys kind of do it, but...
We kind of copy your crap,
Yeah. It's okay. Halloween's a dumb event.
I'm sure it was like Irish originally, or pagan or something.
Sure, it was pagan, right?
Yeah. Halloween's evening.
But it's a dumb event. I mean, okay with the part where girls dress up slutty. That's nice.
But it's the...
But the part where people are constantly ringing on my doorbell while I'm trying to game is unacceptable. Okay?
The rampant, give me free stuff, give me free stuff.
Yeah.
See,
I never did trick-or-treating. I was never that kid.
We had trick-or-treating, but there was never like the trick part. In England, and I'm pretty sure Europe, there's none of the crap where you go and TP someone's house or you throw eggs at people's houses. That's a very American thing. He gave me a Mars bar instead of a Snickers bar.
I mean, to be fair, it's no longer the trick or treat phrase doesn't mean anything in America. I think most of the time, if you don't give candy, you're not the target. Oh, Winter's Curse, there's a target. S4 had one on his back. He's able to get a small distance, but the blink is still not up. So. Yeah. Not even close. They will take the tier 2 tower in the bottom lane. Meanwhile, top lane, oh, Loda misses the pounce. Still, though, that was an Ember Spirit. Not much you could do. Yeah, they take that tier 2. Are they still going to be able to get something? Doesn't look like it.
Afterlife is on the run up.
Are they really wanting to... All right, keep this one going. Again, Dark Pact. Problematic, but Night Stalker coming. Oh my god, he's going to Dark Pact again. He gets rid of the Fiend's Grip and the slide. Oh my god.
Are you serious? Fiend's Grip as well?
Yeah, Fiend's Grip. That was a huge loss for CIS Rejects. They just committed so much time for that one. They did get the middle tower, though, in the process.
Always lucky. Always lucky. Now he's got Shadowblade done. 17 minutes. Oh, 18-minute Shadowblade. But there's a Desolator for TA, so they've given a little bit of room to the Templar Assassin.
We should specify that's 18-minute Shadowblade with the Midas first.
Yeah.
And that's...
And Treads, and Aquila. Yeah. It's by no means a rush. Very good timing for this Slark.
Anyway, I don't think the trick-or-treat phrase means too much. If you don't give away candy, you're not going to be your house TP'd or anything. It's just Halloween also means teenager prank day, so they just go ham. I mean, I did it. I forked my friend's lawn.
You did what?
Forked it.
Translate to English, please.
So you take plastic forks, and you stick them in the ground, and then you break them off so the tines are sticking out. It's terrible.
That sounds idiotic.
I mean, just like, imagine, you know how hard that is to get out of the ground?
Okay.
Every fork has 4 tines.
Okay.
So you break it off. There's 4 tines sticking out of the ground.
And you can't pull them out.
Yeah, I mean,
how many forks?
You pull them out all individually? I mean, you're talking about you cover a lawn with them.
How long did it take you to do this?
I
guess a lot less. I mean, it was like a lot less time than it would take to take them out.
That was the most destructive thing that we did, but it was a prank war between me and my friends. So you know, he kind of had it coming. Plus, we had this whole Star Wars theme. It was stuff.
I see.
Anyway, it's 11-13 right now. 19 minutes in. Right now, not much action going on. just Alliance trying to secure themselves an advantage by taking Roshan. CIS rejects are looking for kills, and it looks like they may get My Nuts. Oh, long range. What? Fiend's Grip canceled? Not sure what that was all about, but no, snowball onto Iceberg. My Nuts is going to be able to get a lot off. Lotus instantly controlled up, though. Great Winter's Curse, but he got off the ultimate. What? Now he's going to be able to keep moving forward. He might be able to get more. Loda trying to get away. The Splinter Blast isn't going to land on him. Meanwhile, Iceberg, he gets off the refraction, but it doesn't make a difference. He's still taken out. They got S4, but that's all they got out of it. If they killed Loda and they got My Nuts to start with, that would have been a beautiful fight, but Fiend's Grip, I'm not sure what happened there.
How does Loda keep surviving like this?
I don't know.
50 HP, gets his ultimate off, and he's just out. Lucky, lucky devil. Then you're looking at Nuts, who's got almost enough for his own Blink Dagger. Alliance, to a cracking start already. Bulldog, it looks like it's the pretty standard battle build now. The Orchid into BKB. Pick yourself into like an AC or a Butterfly or something, and yep, Ramses, he's forced into the Manta style. But the trouble is, it's going to be, what, 15 minutes or something, where this Orchid has already been up for the Broodmother and actively used.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a late reaction item for Ramses.
And then slowing down that Battle Fury dramatically, so you won't be able to have the kind of response to the Broodmother pushes that you would like to see from the Ember Spirit with the Battle Fury. Right?
I just wonder that I've seen a couple of times. I know Miracle did it back on his old team before he joined Monkey Business. When he played Ember Spirit against Orchids or Silencers, he'd go for a Yule Scepter, and he'd have a defensive Remnant up. If you get silenced up, you Yules yourself, and then you Remnant away. And it's a lot cheaper, a lot easier, and a lot faster, obviously, to get into the Yules than the Manta style. But we rarely see it nowadays, and I guess it doesn't offer you, that much compared to the Manta style. You get movement speed, mana regeneration, which is great, but you don't get the armor and the attack speed, which you're looking for.
S4 barely gets out due to some quick reaction speed there. The Night Stalker, if he'd gotten that silence, I'm pretty sure the Queen of Pain dies. Night Stalker does have the Aghanims. If they can get him a gem, they'll start limiting the vision of Alliance. Plus, they can hunt down the Broodmother, which Iceberg is currently trying to do. Loda's going to run into Go Black here. Looks like they should be able to get this quick kill. Back over to Admiral Bulldog, who's controlled up in the Winter's Curse. He was trying to go into Iceberg earlier, but now he's going to pay the price, it looks like. A Metal Strike finishes him off. And back over to the left-hand side, looks like they got the Night Stalker, so 1-for-2 exchange. Alliance may just catch more, though. Iceberg, he's actually going for the rune there. May end up getting him caught, or maybe Roger.
TPs.
TP out all around the board. Everyone gets to safety. And they finish up the Blink Dagger now.
God, Black is just creating so much space in this game. Running into the middle of like 4 enemies just to allow the rest of his team to find pickoffs. And now they've got a gem over them into Wyvern, so focusing heavily on killing off and finding the Broodmother. And the fact you've got Night Stalker with Ags, and now they're hunting Arke. They get the slight chains down. So they will miss, but they won't commit. Alliance will, though.
Ramses is going to be controlled up, has no way out of this one without the extra remnant.
The rest of his team just left him high and dry.
Yeah, S4's actually going to come forward more aggressively, knowing that without the Ember Spirit, they're in a pretty good position. Make sure to silence up Go Black, ensuring that there is no immediate control on S4. And with the DD, are they going to push this tier 2? Apparently not. They have the Aegis and everything. I really thought they would go for an objective.
Bulldog needs his army. He needs to procreate with the corpses of his enemies. Create all of these spiderlings. He also needs to finish his BKB. Even though they have some form of advantage with the Aegis and the DD, I think it's just a matter of keeping your farm rate going at this point, because the Ember Spirit, as the game progresses with the BOTs and then with the Manta style, he's a late bloomer, definitely in this game.
Yeah.
You can't really allow him the time or space to get to that stage. The Templar Assassin at this point, she's a scary woman. He's definitely on the top of the list here for Alliance to actually try and deal with. With Desolator Blink, she can actually refract and blink away from Broodmother when she tries to initiate as well. So Bulldog kind of has to be careful with picking fights with her.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Top tower is going to be going down soon if they leave Loda to his devices. That's why the Templar Assassin is going to go in. Loda actually wants to fight that one. Immediate blink away. Iceberg escapes with minimal damage done. Still, though, that tier 2 dropped pretty low, as it was at full HP not so long ago. You gotta be careful here. They lose one hero like GoBlack right now. And meanwhile, in the middle lane, they're also gonna catch Ramsey with the Orchid. GoBlack is also gonna be falling here as Loda pops the ultimate there just to make sure there's no sleep. Nice deny with the sleep, but it's still 2 heroes down.
So rare we see that nowadays. You know, you see the Bane going down to 150 HP, you're like, come on, Nightmare deny, Nightmare deny. And that's the first time I've seen it in months, Cap.
Yeah, how much damage per second is it? 20 damage per second?
It's tiny.
Yeah. It's nothing.
Radiant structures are
Sets Mental
fortified.
Blast enough to actually say no.
Like,
They're going to make the initiation. My Nuts almost catches Iceberg, but he got it through Refraction first, and My Nuts
blown the hell up.
Yeah, I think as soon as they saw the Refraction go off, they didn't want to follow that at 1-up. Loda is going to lose his Aegis now. And this is really awkward. Alliance making some rather simple errors. Still, though, how much damage did Admiral? No, he didn't get any damage on the tier 3.
Wait, did they lose the gem?
Tower is under attack.
No, Radiant have it in their base, never mind. I was what, the Winter Wyvern bought a gem, but they don't have it on the Night Stalker, which is interesting me. Because that's like the combo, right? Ags,
yeah,
gem,
but
go around.
But think about it, if they had a fight around that tier 2, like what's the point of having the gem, right? Beside, like you could potentially lose it in that scenario.
But like right now, when you've pushed out all your lanes, top
Yeah,
lane is heavily shoved.
Right now, they should definitely have it and start pushing out because we see there's so much aggressive vision from Alliance. They can actually take away all of Alliance's wards. I don't.
Yeah, all
do
three.
they have any backup wards? No. Not for another 2.5 minutes.
Oh, they've got one on our
Okay.
team.
Lena's got one, but why? What in the world?
I'm not sure.
All right, they probably just forgot about it.
Well, it's not on the courier. It's not in anyone's stash, so it's just sitting on the floor in the fountain, easily forgotten.
Wyvern
Oh, the
probably
haste is gone. Oh, he blinks away.
Blink away. Snowball's still going to catch him, though, and he's got the Orchid on him. Controlled up. Laguna Blade, not quite enough. Now the Sonic Wave goes down, but the Refraction's already there. They blink themselves away, but Fiend's Grip is going to catch My Nuts. And Admiral Bulldog, oh, you know he wants to sneak in the kill on Iceberg, and he almost gets it, too. Vision, Dark Pact, Iceberg trying to get away with Glimmer Cape, will be able to get some distance. Ramses gets taken out as the Orchid finishes him off. The Eul Scepter will make sure that Afterlife also goes down. GoBlack going to be slowed down by the Shadow Strike. He's going to try and TP Wave, and Light Strike Array will stop him. He goes down as well.
Just in time.
A nasty fight there.
They have no buyback.
CIS rejects. I mean, they almost lost their Templar Assassin, too. It was so close.
Do they have enough time for a tier 3 with all these
Radiant's
spiderlings?
middle tower has fallen.
Night Stalker just gets
Not
buyback.
against Winter Wyvern.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Spiderlings aren't going to do anything.
Look at them all.
Radiant's middle tower is
All right.
under attack.
Oh,
Splinter Blast, go!
I'll do some chip damage at least. Money!
They actually don't all die yet. Orchid for Orchid. And the rest of Alliance back out. Pretty content with the tier 2 that they got. Loda, he's got Scotty Yell? Yeah, he does.
Oh, he's done and done.
He's getting tougher and tougher to kill all the time.
RK buys himself a gem. But the Radiant still haven't dewarded. Oh, there we go. Night Stalker's picked it up. So they'll clear out this ward. Come on. You see it? You see it, right? Yeah. Yep. He's even got a Quelling Blade so he can deward alone.
Yeah.
There's nothing to stop the push coming in top. Loda just shoves the wave. And
Admiral Bulldog should know that they had the Night Stalker gem coming in. He's like, if he had just gotten attacked by the Void or the Arctic Burn in time, like then he's stuck up on the cliff and he dies. But he was with that one Spiderling scouting it out and able to get ahead in time. Ramsey's the 28-minute Manta. This Ember Spirit is just a non-factor.
it's tragic. You look at it and he is the same net worth as the Queen of Pain, but it's the same thing with Ember Spirits. It's just you're buying these items to try and survive and farm more. They are farming items. They're survival items. They're not really heavily impacting the team fights in any way. But nothing really.
They get the right initiation here onto Loda. The Winter's Curse. They're going to try and blow him up here. Fiend's Grip as well. Double ultimate just to make sure that Loda does indeed go down. Ake, he's going to be losing his life. He managed to get off the Laguna Blade on Roger. But no response there. S4 is just going to go for a push out in the top lane. That might be able to keep Roshan in their court as it's about to spawn up.
Oh, I don't know about this.
But it is an Ember Spirit that they force back. He can just jump back to his Remnant.
And the rest of them are all sticking around bottom lane. They want the Broodmother.
Admiral Bulldog gets away. Both of their big ultimate disables that go through BKBs being used on one hero. Don't have any way to go for more. Ramses, is he going to be caught without Flame Guard? Oh, he is! He gets off the Manta, though. Forgot he just picked that up. Got a little excited. And they go back to taking Roshan now.
Lions have a way to get back down here. And the ping can TP. The pings are coming out right now. Loda knows they've got to make a move as soon as they possibly can, but it's already dead.
Yeah, it's just too fast.
TA with Aegis.
Too fast, too furious.
7. How many are there now?
7?
Are there?
I don't know.
I think the 5th one came out recently, but there's probably like 20 more.
I actually think it's like 7 or 8. 5 was a long time ago.
I think
you know what
right.
the funny thing is? Blitz knows like the whole series intimately well. It's kind of weird.
Fast and the Furious 8 initial release April 14th, 2017. Wait, so that does wait, they're what? 2017? That's ages. April 1st, 2015 was 7. Oh yeah, you're right, there are 7. And an 8th one is coming out. I don't think I've watched any after like the first one. I think I watched the first one and I was like, nope. Nope.
It's good fun.
Dire's middle tower is under
Well, good fun like
As in dumb fun.
like National Treasure, whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Yep. Nick Cage.
Like pretty much half of Nicolas Cage's movies.
Ghost Rider.
Ghost Rider, Season of the Witch. Oh, so terribly good.
Goodly terrible.
Yeah. All right. Alliance sitting back, farming. They're not going to fight into the Aegis if they don't have to. So they'll probably give up this tier 2 tower in exchange for pushing out bottom, farming the Radiant jungle, and pushing middle too.
Dire's top
At what
tower
point does
is
Loda
under
realize he
attack.
needs a Lincoln Sphere though? It's against Fiend's Grip and Winter's Curse. It's the same situation again, where if they kill Loda, the fight's won.
Well, if he always is getting off the perfect dark packs.
Huh.
Well, it doesn't work against Winter's Curse, but
Dire's
Fiend's Grip
top
it does.
tower is under attack.
Still can't believe you can purge Fiend's Grip.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Crazy.
Oh, S4. Okay, once again, we have this Manta play. S4, I'm not sure if he's just trying to force it out, but he's now going to be chained up. He could actually die here.
Dire's top
Remnant?
tower
If he
is
had a
under
Remnant
attack.
out,
Radiant's
Remnant
bottom
in,
tower
get
Oh
the
my god, if he
chains.
knows the chain.
Oh my god, he doesn't throw it out.
They're jumping up top though. They want to fight here.
Yeah, they're going to try and force it now. The tier 3 has already been taken out. The range Rex is on the way out as well.
Dire's top barracks has fallen.
Admiral Bulldog's trying to do something similar here. Okay. Oh, he's going to be caught. Iceberg's going to commit to that one. Yule Scepter doesn't stop that blink. Minuts now goes in. They're going to try and control. Go black with the Winter's Curse. Actually catches them both. Loda can't afford to die here, and he gets off the ultimate. He'll survive now and starts eating through Iceberg's Refraction. Pops the BKB. He has the Aegis too, but he has no way out. He can only really hope that he gets a kill on somebody.
He can blink.
Blink instantly. Dark Pact.
Oh,
Oh,
the
no
timing.
escape. They had Light Strike Array, they had Ice Shards, and the Dark Pact, all to ensure
Meanwhile,
that instant damage occurs.
you know what was happening down in bot lane?
Yeah, Admiral Bulldog was pushing it out, and he got the range rack, so that actually puts CIS, like, objectively wise, even, but it's obviously favorable to Alliance because they won the fight as well.
Like even without taking bot range racks, I still feel like that's an Alliance win and a pretty hefty one. Because you know now that you can kill a TA, you can win a team fight, even though you're on the high ground defense footing, and that's the situation you played from. The fact that Broodmother now has 3,400 gold, and it can head into a butterfly, maybe a blink dagger here wouldn't be too bad. I don't know, what do you reckon? Desolator we've seen a ton of. He's got the Vlads to actually help push a little bit more as well. But you've got no one carrying an AC.
I like Desolator because Ember Spirit is usually very low armor, like for an agility hero, because he doesn't get any agility items for the most part. Like Manta's the most you're going to get oftentimes. So he's going to be pretty low armor. The Desolator takes advantage of that. Extra pushing power. The supports are easier food for a Broodmother as well. Ramsey's going to be forced back here. I'm not sure why he's fighting it out with Loda, because there is that permanent effect over the next minute. Permanent. For a minute. The Essence Shift charges that he gets out of that. Maybe he just desperately wanted another Sleight of Fist so he can get his Battle Fury. So he's completed that. A 35-minute Battle Fury is finally here, and Emerald Bulldog's going to find out real quickly. So Spiderlings, half of them get taken out.
I'm being flamed for not listing all of Nick Cage's movies. And for also not watching Fast and the Furious movies. Yeah, no.
The flame for the last one is probably acceptable, but I don't know how you can name all of Nicolas Cage's 1,000 movies.
Apparently Ghost Rider is better than Con Air, Face Off, Wind Talkers. Knoxville, just stop talking, please. Like,
what?
Like that's
Knoxville?
Oh, maybe he's trolling. He just ended that entire paragraph with
Okay. Okay.
Oh god, he worried me there for a second. I thought he was being serious because Ghost Rider was the worst. Oh, 18 to 25, 36 minutes. I don't know. It takes a couple of big ultis from CIS Rejects to actually win these team fights at perfect moments as well. Like Afterlife, we've not seen too much from him during the daytime especially, but they're drawing the line out, and nighttime is coming.
Yeah, they should definitely try and force this at the top lane. I mean, they've got the Ember Spirit to be able to help deal with the Broodmother lane, so they can have Ramses there. They can take that melee Rax and still keep their bottom one alive if they play it correctly. But we'll see. Lincoln Sphere about to be finished up on the Slark. Yeah. He knows that was pretty essential. Another 200 gold and he'll have it. It may come in before this next team fight. Or...
oh god, are they going to find him?
Maybe CIS Rejects actually find Loda as they smoke up into the jungle. Loda's a bit farther north, though.
He knows there's a ward here, yeah. He pings it out now.
Ping, ping.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
What's the high ground breach here for CIS Rejects? Because they don't have a hero to just like hook shot in or, you know, blink echo slam in. They kind of need to fight outside.
He's going to be losing his refraction here. Ice Shards blocks out some of these heroes. My Nuts. Oh, they still going on Iceberg here. Goldblack actually turns. He's going to be able to Fiend's Grip, but he's immediately taken out by Loda. Now Roger's going to be going down as well. Gets off the Winter's Curse, but he still dies. Afterlife caught by the Pounce, and it's just disaster for CIS Rejects. Lose 3 and lose control of the Roshan pit in the process. Hopefully it's a late Roshan, as it's not up for another 30, 40 seconds, potentially. We'll see when it actually comes up soon. Loda will be able to finish up that Lincoln's now.
Bulldog's going to open his bank in a minute. See what he picks up. Could literally be anything. Tons of money. That's another great fight, though, for Alliance. As Ramses, he's got his Battle Fury, and he's been farming like a champ for the past couple of minutes. He could pick up a Chrysalis, and he's actually heavily pushing into this top Rax, which is open. And Naked for the Ember Spirit to maybe look towards, but does he? He's got a Remnant to zip down to bottom lane with. It's fine. The heavy rotations coming out of Alliance, this does alleviate a lot of the stress coming out, and that's a Scotty.
I love it when we theory craft what items should be picked up, and there's an item that we don't even talk about. Emerald Bulldog, bye-bye Spiderlings. So his response, create more. Admiral Bulldog's going to be caught, though. He's dusted up, run down, changed up, and... well, that's going to be 3 heroes earning themselves a spider bounty. Back over to the Roshan pit with Admiral Bulldog down. Roshan up in 30 more seconds. Loda, though, quick to push out this top lane. Still does not have his Lincolns, by the way, because he had a screw up on the courier. He'll get it now, though. Finally.
So now he's almost unkillable. So he can Dark Pact off the Fiend's Grip. He can Lincoln's back the Winter's Curse. I'm going to can see Roger go for a Lotus Orb here or a Refresher, though. He's got a Perseverance of his own. I guess Lotus Orb is the cheaper, easier one to head into. But what are you trying to bounce back? Or what are you trying to dispel? I guess Dispelling Orchid's pretty good for yourself to try and get Winter's Curse out if you are focused by S4 or Bulldog. That's probably what you're looking for here.
All right, Chad, I'm very disappointed in you that when we were talking about Nicolas Cage, no one spammed not the bees with the be yourself emote.
There's a couple of people saying not the bees, but there is no...
Like, it's very clearly an opening for be yourself spam. Come on.
BTTV has been relatively broken recently. Like, I don't see any of the
four-man
emotes.
smoke. They're going to run into the perfect 2 supports they have to kill in order to win a fight. And they take both of them out in one fell swoop. Meanwhile, their top lane, they're going to lose their melee rags if Ember Spirit has his way. But Mother comes. Question is, can she actually beat Ramses in a fight? I think she can, yeah. Mano a mano.
And that was without Insatiable Hunger as well.
Or Mono Mother. Roshan's gonna be dying now. We're losing it a little bit. Sorry, guys.
You should have just gone Mama or something. I don't know, man.
Mono el Mama? Mono el Mama?
Mama.
Well played, well played. That's Scotty's a good choice. I like it.
I guess it tanks you up a bit.
That Sleight of Fist goes on forever when he has vision of Spiderlings.
Oh, they're on the hunt. Ramses. Ooh, he doesn't have a Remnant, does he? Oh, he makes one now.
Remnant, Chains, turns on S4, the cheese immediately eaten. Now they're going to grab Iceberg. He also has a bash, but unfortunately no lucky.
That's BKB forced.
Force back.
Bulldog can just start pushing into the bot racks as well. But Alliance, they've got to be so careful about this top lane. They've kind of left it alone a couple of times now and allowed Ramses just to meander his way up to the top racks. And I guess this is a symptom of them needing to kind of group up as 5 and go for these pickoffs, with Broodmother moving in from the bottom lane. And all of their fights, have really been centered around this area here, where they find their pickoffs, where they actually start to engage. Just because the Broodmother wants to be over in the Radiant jungle, farming and pushing down on bottom lane. But they will move up to top. It's inevitable. You have to deal with and react to what's going on. And Ramses has been focusing very heavily on this top lane. Where are they going?
They're not going to push out top yet. It looks like they want to go for the fight. Loda's going to be running into a lot of heroes here, and they don't actually have vision of him until it's too late. Roger immediately needs to get the Glimmer Cape off, and Loda, he's going to be left open. He's surrounded by 4 heroes. The rest of the team's coming in. Snowball save. They'll be able to save him now. Sonic Wave comes in. They'll take out the Templar Assassin. Go Black on the side. And who else? Who else wants some? Ooh, good Sleight of Fist, but not enough damage to threaten anybody there.
TA's dead for 80 seconds without buyback.
Oh, this could be Alliance just ending the game now.
Saving Grace's mid lane is towards tier 3 dire side, but top lane pushing in. Like, CIS rejects, they're not screwed here. The only lane that can really be shoved by Alliance is up at top, but Ramses is holding on to Manta, turns back to hit into S4.
Jesus, S4. He's got to be careful. He could actually be taken out by the next Sleight of Fist if they try and push uphill. Alliance may not actually go... I mean, they don't know that Templar Assassin doesn't have buyback, right? I mean, maybe they saw the data list pick up and were like, okay, probably not.
You can always try and force it.
All right, they've got some earn charges for S4. That'll help.
I guess with the AC BKB for S4 up and ready.
Let's see if the Sleight of Fist spam is able to keep them at bay alongside the Splinter Blast. They keep it relatively spread out.
Oh, the jump punch.
They're going to go for Roger here, trying to take out that Winter's Curse, making sure that's down. Ramses gets another Sleight of Fist. Manta jumps himself away. Afterlife gets the silence out on the Loda, but not able to take advantage of it. This is going to be a lane of Rax, it looks like, before the Templar Assassin is back up. Loda actually jumping in for more. Managed to get Goldblack. They didn't expect that play. Sleep goes off. Goldblack still dead. Turned into more Spiderlings. Okay. Almost burning out there to the chain. Snowball. Uh-oh. Choo-choo. Where he really wants to be. Oh, still managed to blink himself away. The Templar Assassin's back, but Alliance just keep on going. They're actually going to go for a second lane of Rax here. Loda silenced up, still has that Aegis to work with, though. More sleight of fist damage. Slow to actually dropping pretty low here. One quick melt strike managed to take him out. Ramses, though, slowed down, is trying to get to his other remnant, jumps back, but Admiral Bulldog is ready to go. They have the Organ on top of him. Ramses, he's done for. He's gone for 90 seconds, and they've taken out the Night Stalker as well.
GG.
Alliance has sworn the base and will take game number 2 against CIS Rejects.
A 2-0 over them, but oh man. The Rejects gave them a good fight there. Their ultimates, and the Winter's Curse and the Fiend's Grip loaded. Got so lucky so many times. You've got to be kicking yourself, not finding those pickoffs and just being like it. It's almost RNG, right? It's past the point of human reaction and game sense, and just him wanting to farm jungle camps or push out creep waves. You know, it's not him reacting to what's going on. It's him just like, oh, I can farm some creeps with my Dark Pack now. And fortunately for him, a couple of ultis do go astray from CIS Rejects, but that last push forward towards the Roche Pit area from 5 of their heroes, questionable from the Rejects. Like, I had no idea what they were up to over there.
Right.
It just seemed kind of them wandering over, looking for Broodmother maybe. Like, maybe that's the pickoff that they wanted, but Alliance, great drafts, great execution, and they're looking hot, honestly.
Yeah, Alliance are going to be going into the finals to face up against Team Empire, who just barely managed to win against Stark. Seeing that, I still want to place Empire ahead, but I don't know, they were challenged by Stark. I feel like Alliance, they're going to be able to definitely give Empire a run for their money in this finals. It's going to be an interesting day tomorrow.
I think Alliance... So I'd go the opposite way. I think our Alliance are favored.
Oh, okay.
Just because of like diversity of draft, we've seen Empire do very well when they get the heroes they want. You know, TA, Slardar, the minus armor heroes, but struggle a little bit when they're countered or the draft is heavily favored for the opponent's team.
Right.
And just from this series, I think that Alliance have the diversity in hero picks and the diversity in the actual drafts and strategies. Like, obviously, the past couple of weeks is playing into it as well, but they're definitely showing that they are by no means a one-trick pony.
As you guys can see, we'll be starting off tomorrow. There is a third place decider because there's money on the line for third place. There's going to be Stark versus CIS Rejects. This is the first match that starts at 5 o'clock tomorrow, 17 CEST. And then we'll follow up with the best of 5 of Team Empire versus Alliance. So, Durka, I don't know. I kind of agree with your assessment now of Alliance. Now that I'm thinking back to some of the strength that we've seen from Alliance, the Admiral Bulldog, pulling out, especially that Furion.
Yeah.
With a new Octarine Ags build.
I think that's one of the toughest things against Alliance is the bans, right? Because we've seen Bulldog pull back the Lone Druid, his Furion, you've got to ban the Doom in the first phase. I feel the Lich Doom is just too strong for Alliance to pull out in their first phase picks. And that can leave you open to Alliance picking the heroes that you want. You know, the first pick Slardar, for instance, the TA or something like that.
Right. So if you guys want to find out what happens in not only the third place decider as well as the grand finals, be sure to tune in tomorrow at 17 CEST. I'm Dota Capitalist. That's Durka Dota. Just lost his idiots.
Bye.
Just to end out the game, end out this series.
The night ends with me dropping stuff, of course.
Yeah, that I think encapsulates our cast. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys tomorrow.